So we are right in the middle of a pandemic. Is it right for you to be selling your goods and services right now? Hey, this is Trish and I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Influential Woman podcast. And first of all, I want to say I have recorded this video straight after a couple of hours after recording the last one. It is now 12:15 at night almost, and I couldn't change my top and so I was getting a bit cold, and so I had to just put my jacket on because my husband is fast asleep and I didn't want to go in there and pick the jacket up. Really and truly, I shouldn't have to explain myself, but I know what women are like. They'd be like, oh, she's still got the same top on. She's recording with the same top on. Yeah, so yeah, I have got the same top on, right? But I've put a jacket over it. So hence the reason why at midnight I've got a leather jacket on. And anyway, I want to answer this question. I wanted to leave this till tomorrow, but it was really pressing me because I'm seeing it so much on social media right now. Should I be selling my goods and services in the middle of a pandemic? And I've been seeing comments saying, I think it's really unkind to be selling at this stage, and people saying, well, you know, all I want to do is help right now and give my services away for free, etc., etc. So let me break this down and answer it in the way that I believe that we ought to be looking at things, right? Now, first of all, I want to agree with what one of my mentors said the other day. Peng Joon was on a live video, and he said, you know, look, if you're one of these guys, you're selling really high ticket stuff and you carry on selling as if nothing is going on, and you're still expecting people to just, you know, buy your big ticket items, and you're just ignoring the fact that we are going through a pandemic, and, you know, people are being crushed financially, etc., losing loved ones, then sorry, but you're a douchebag, right? Not the kind of vocabulary language that I would usually use, but I can't say that I disagree with him, because I have seen some of these guys getting online and saying, you know, has the fear really struck you, and, you know, you should still be carrying on, blah, blah, blah. And these guys are selling like $15,000 programs. Now, there are going to be people who will still buy $15,000 programs because they're not in the same situation as many people might be. And so they, you know, this might be an absolutely fantastic time for somebody to say, you know what, now is the time for me to skill up and do something that I've always wanted to do and never had time to do. And so you are going to get those people who are going to sell. But that aside, what about average Joe? Right? You've got a product or a service, you're a marketing agency or whatever. Do you sell during this time? And my answer is going to be this. I think it's absolutely irresponsible of people who just turn around and say, I shouldn't sell anything during this time. I'm sorry. You know, if people don't agree with me, that's entirely up to you. To turn around and say, I won't sell anything at this time because I think it's really insensitive. Let me tell you, I haven't been out much in the last 3 weeks, hardly, except for having to go to the shop a couple of times, and I'm fortunate that I've had family members, etc., and neighbours bring me shopping, so I've not really had to go out. But I did go out on Saturday, and people are buying things in their trolley that ain't got nothing to do with essentials, right? And we're talking trolleys piled high. You know, if they can grab hold of the electrical stuff, they can grab hold of something that's going to give them some, you know, lighten the mood during this time. People are still buying stuff. And I think it's, put it this way, if you are somebody and you don't have a lot of money, it is absolutely wrong of you to think that everybody else is in the same situation as you, because they are not. And the one big question that I need you to ask yourself, the one big question that you have to ask yourself that will answer this for you as to whether you should be selling your products or services right now is this: does my product meet a need? Does my product solve a problem? And if your product or your service meets a need or solves a problem, tell me why on earth you would draw back from selling your products and services. I just don't know. I just don't understand it right now, with people saying, well, I'm just going to give away things at the moment. Listen, suppose this goes on for another 18 months. I don't think it is, basically, is what I'm saying. I think, I hope, I pray, I've been praying that I hope that this thing will be gone away in the next month, at least. But let's, for example, this happened over the next 18 months, right? Are you going to sit there and say, I am not going to sell anything because, it's just so hurtful, I think it's really wrong of you to be selling at this time? I mean, come on, people. You gotta woman up, right? I can't say man up because this is the Influential Woman podcast. I just want to say woman up. Stop this nonsense, right? This is a perfect time to be deciding that you're going to change your skill set. Suppose you hate the job that you're in and you decide that now is the time that I am going to have the time to be able to learn that skill that I've really, really wanted to learn, and you have the money behind you. If someone is going to go and buy this service or this product from somebody else, why not you? Why not buy it from you? But because you've decided to shut shop and just be really nice during this time and, just give everything away for free, when everything does go back to normal, they're just going to remember you as a nice person. Actually, in fairness, people may well then come and buy from you because you've been giving away stuff for free. But otherwise, I just don't understand it. I just don't understand it. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to keep calling people gurus because I don't like this idea of guru bashing, right? But somebody who is very, very successful online held a live video today, and he was going, I'm really excited, I'm going to show you how you can retire in 3 years. And when you got on the call, basically what he was saying was his brother in 2008, when we had the downturn then, made a load of money from effectively depressed properties. And so he's rubbing his hands and going, oh my gosh, because lots of people haven't been prepared for this, they've not had the money, and so they're going to lose their homes. And so you get an opportunity to go and buy all of these properties. And I sat there and I literally wanted to cry. I thought, wow, is this what we have come to? That we are looking forward to capitalizing on somebody else's misfortune. And I just thought, wow, he has no reason. He has no knowledge as to why somebody may not have 3 months worth of mortgage in their bank account. He doesn't know as to why their situation is like it is. And great, bully for him. I can't clap too loud because my husband's in bed. Bully for him, that he's been able to, he is able now to have all of this cash flow. And don't get me wrong, someone has to buy these properties, right? But the mere fact that you, right in the middle of a pandemic, that you could be doing a live on this and rubbing your hands and saying, wow, you can make a mint. My brother made a mint back in 2002. And I just thought, whoa, But let me just say this. You got to learn. You should be selling with integrity anyway, right? You should be selling with integrity anyway. And even during this time, you got to let your integrity still flow. And so you got to sell with integrity. You got to solve people's problems. You got to help out. You got to give back. And you listen, unless you are going to hide under a rock and you're not going to buy anything, right, for the next however many months, then, that's totally fine. But like I said, I think it's irresponsible. Somebody else I heard was complaining, saying, oh, I've got all of these bills, etc., before I even start. And then they've decided that they're not going to sell anything during this time. It blows my mind. I just don't understand it. So my answer to the question is, yes, I believe you should be selling at this time. If you have a high ticket problem, did I say a high ticket problem? Yeah, okay, a high ticket problem. If you have a high ticket product and you've decided that maybe it's time that I've got to change the way that I sell my product, then fantastic, do that. Take the view that maybe you can either offer less, or if you want to reduce your prices, personally, I think the thing you ought to be doing is giving more value. But if, for example, you don't want to sell your $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 program now, see how you can narrow that down and give people something that they need to get started and repurpose that product. And I know somebody who has been doing offline stuff and suddenly had to start doing virtual seminars, virtual training, virtual, it was a summit, I think it was, and instead of charging $3,000 for it, actually at one point it was $997, but I think it's $198 or something like that he's selling it for right now. And so you can do all of those things. What I'm trying to say, and I know it's late at night and I can tell because I'm slurring my speech, right? Learn to get creative. Learn to get creative without shooting yourself in the foot, because if you've got family, you've got children, and you still need to meet your obligations, it just makes no sense to me whatsoever why you should decide that I am going to give away the farm and I'm not going to ask anybody for any money, because listen, these people will just go and spend the money that they would have spent with you elsewhere. So get creative, put another package together that you think is more reasonable if you don't want to sell your high ticket product, right? Put another package together and sell that. But for goodness sake, don't keep flaming everybody else either because they've decided to sell during this time. It's just absolutely crazy. So, like I said, when I went out, I didn't see anybody with just essentials in their shopping basket. There was more than essentials in the shopping basket. So there you have it. That's my view. Come on, we got to be influential women, right? And influential women, it's not about selling. If you ever grabbed a copy of The Influential Woman pink print, I talk about the 4 attributes, the 4 hallmarks of the influential woman. And if you want to go and grab that, by the way, I'll put the link in the description down below and you can go and grab that. And I talk about the 4 attributes, and one of them is about being an influencer. And I talk about the fact that it is not all about money when it comes to influence. The impact that we want to make makes a huge amount of difference, and sets us apart from those people who just want to sell to make more and more and more. But guess what? One of the things that we do have to do is solve people's problems. And if you have a product that is going to solve a problem, it is your right, and you are obliged to still help people during this time. And hey, if you have got so much money that you really don't need to work, you could take a year off, 2 years off, then hey, it's entirely up to you. You go and do that, give back, nothing at all wrong with that. But I just don't see that it's right that people sit down and they're watching the money leave and no money come back in, and they're complaining and still saying, oh, I think it's unethical to sell during this time. If it's not unethical for people to buy, then it is not unethical for people to sell. That's all I have to say on that. Looking forward to the next episode of The Influential Woman. And again, forgive the apparel. I'm going to get ready for bed now. Okay, ciao people. Love you enough. Honestly, I hope you've taken what I've said today with enough love, because honestly, I've said it in love. Okay, you take it easy now. Ciao.